Hi everyone, Angie here. We are going to do about 45 minutes of yoga tonight, and I'm so glad that you could join me. Just a basic yoga session that we're going to be doing, and we're actually going to begin standing up. So it's a little different than what we usually do. Hopefully you all can see me okay because I'm in my living room. And just let me turn one more light on and see if that's any better actually. Yeah, okay, great. That might be better. All right, so without further ado, namaste. And let's get started. So come into about hip width apart stance with your feet. Roll your shoulders open. And just for a moment, take a big breath in. And then exhale, tuck your chin toward your chest. Now keep the shoulders rolled open. Chin is tucked in toward the chest. And then make sure you're pulling your lower abdominal muscles up and dropping your tailbone down. That's going to give you a lot more space in your lower back and that lumbar spine. Inhale and roll your head towards your left side. Exhale back to center. Inhale right side. Exhale back to center. And just back and forth. Every inhalation we visit one side, every exhalation center. Let's visit each side once more. Shoulders are still rolled open. Knees slightly bent, so we're not locking out through the knees. Tuck the chin back towards your chest. Inhale, lift your head up to a neutral positioning, and then bring the hands together at your heart center. Maybe bring the feet a little closer in toward one another. Either send your gaze downward or close your eyes. And just take a few breaths here to get grounded. Rooting down to the feet. Feeling your body evenly balanced from one side to the other. Getting into the best alignment that you can and letting that core, the bracing of your core, dropping of the tailbone, help you with that alignment. Relax the shoulders. Unclench the jaw. And maybe set an intention for your practice. Big breath in. As the breath flows out, bring your gaze back or open the eyes. On the next inhalation, reach the arms up. As you exhale, folding forward, hinging from your hips. We're just going to come into a nice, gentle half salute. Let the crown of the head drop toward the ground. Inhale up, partway flat back. You might put your hands on your shins to do this, or maybe if you're a little more flexible, up on the fingertips. And then as you exhale, folding again. Inhale, slight bend in the knees, sweep the arms out wide, brace the core coming up. Exhale, hands slide down the midline to come to rest at the chest. We're going to do that again. Inhale, reaching out and up. Exhale, folding, hinging from the hips. Inhale up, partway, flattening the back here. And then exhale into the fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out wide, coming up. Exhale, hands come to rest at the chest. Now we're going to come into our full salute. So go ahead and come to the top of your mat. Hands at the chest. Inhale, reaching out and up. Exhale, folding. Inhale up partway, flatten the back. And then exhale into the fold. Hands to the mat, stepping back. Or you could hop back if you feel warm enough. Shifting forward onto the toes, lowering the knees this time. hugging the elbows in, lower down with control. Inhale, roll the shoulders open as we come into cobra. Hug those elbows in towards your body. Exhale and float down. Inhale, hands and knees. Curl the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing deeply. A little adjustment there. From downward facing dog, whenever you're ready, walk, step, or hop your feet to the top of your mat, coming up partway, flatten the back here, pulling the navel in, exhale, folding. Inhale, sweep the arms out wide as you come up, and then exhale, hands come to rest at the chest. All right, so just a little balance break before we move on. If you wanted to, you could step off of your mat or stay on your mat. It doesn't matter either way. But we're just going to do sort of the beginner version to hand to big toe, or Padangusthasana. But instead of grabbing that big toe with the hand, we are going to do the beginner version so that we will be holding on to the knee. And so even here, if you needed to hold on to the chair or a wall or, you know, whatever for balance with one arm, then you can, that's fine. Then reach around the front of the knee that is lifted. For me, it's my right knee. And when you're ready, start opening that knee out to your side. Breathing deeply here. Take one more breath. And then slowly bring that knee back to center. Extend the leg out, hands free. Arms are reaching out to help you balance. And then lower the leg back down. Do the same thing, other side. So get your balance. When you're ready. And we're going to lift that other knee. And just finding our balance here, reaching around the front of that knee. And then opening it out to the side. And so you want to try to have your frontal hip bones and your chest facing forward as best you can. Core's brace, that's going to help keep that heavy leg lifted. Try to release any clenching through the glutes here, if at all possible, and then bring the knee back to center. Extend that leg out, reach the arms out. One more breath, and slowly start to lower that leg down. Our legs are heavy parts of the body. So now we're going to come back to our sun salute. So back to the top of your mat. Just hands at the heart. Inhale, reaching out and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up partway, flatten your back. Exhale, fold. Now we're going to come into a little bit with our lunges here. So step that left foot back, high lunge. Lower the left knee down to the mat. And when you're ready, simply reach the arms up. If this is too much, as always, you can have your hands resting on that thigh instead. That's perfectly fine. You want to just make sure that the knee is over the ankle. That right knee is over the ankle. It's not pushing beyond your toe line. Take a big breath in here. As the breath flows out, let the arms come down. Clasp your hands behind you. Extend the arms and see if maybe you can lift them away from your body a little bit. Still directing that tailbone down, pulling the lower abdominal muscles upward. Take one big breath here. And as the breath flows out, let the hands come to rest against the body again. Release the clasp. Bring your hands down. Shift back into plank. Shift forward on the toes. Inhale. Exhale either the knees or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing here. Maybe nod the head yes and shake it no. Just a test if you're trying to hold that heavy head up. And then we're going to step the left foot forward. So whatever you need to do, if you want to come into that three-legged dog and then use your momentum and the strength to bring that foot forward, then we will end up in our left low lunge, reaching those arms up, upward salute. Now, even though we're reaching the arms up, try to keep the shoulders relaxing downward. Now, this time, rather than clasping the hands, we're going to bring the arms back behind us and see if we can wriggle the hands into reverse namaste. If that's not available, just grab hold of your opposite forearm, opposite elbow behind you. Take one more breath here, opening through the chest, the shoulders, and then exhale. Hands come down to the mat. Lift the back knee. Shift the weight forward as you step in, coming up part way, flat back. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Sweep the arms out wide as you come up. Exhale, hands come to rest at the chest. Good. And keep that going. High lunges will be next. So one more little round of our low lunges. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale up, partway, flat back. Exhale, fold. Again, left foot's going to step back first. We're going to lower that left knee, and this time we'll come into a twisting lunge. And so, as always, if you wanted, you could lift that back knee, make it a little higher. You could look out towards the right side of the mat, or you could even look up beyond the fingers of that lifted right hand. Take one more breath wherever you are. Exhale, bring the hand down, shift the weight back, plank, shifting forward, either lower the knees or chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, so left leg extends. We look forward, use that core strength to step that left foot through. Right knee to the mat. And then right hand underneath the shoulder as we twist toward this left side now. You can keep that back knee grounded or lifted. It's really your choice based on what you are able to do, but it's also based on your energy level today. Big breath in, and then float that arm down, coming out of the twist. Take a giant step forward, coming up part way. Inhale, exhale, folding. And you might notice that your folds are getting a little deeper, most likely. Inhale, sweep the arms out wide, coming up. Exhale, hands rest at the chest. We're going to come into a wide angle with the feet. And at first, we're going to sort of angle our toes out. And then come into your temple squat. This is our temple squat. It's kind of a half squat, sort of like a sumo type squat. And so here, we're doing the best we can to, just like I've been talking about the whole session, activating the core, pulling the lower abdominals up, dropping that tailbone down. And another thing, and I'll turn to the side to see what often happens here, is the knees want to cheat and kind of angle inward, but we keep trying to angle them over the ankles instead. And as soon as we do that, we start to kind of have that tendency to poke the butt back behind. And so keep that drop in the tailbone in order to maintain your alignment, to maintain your balance as well. Hands on the thighs, thumbs in front, fingers in back. Inhale. Exhale, right shoulder moves down as we look out over that left shoulder back behind us. We get this nice bonus stretch to that inner right thigh. The hand pushing, lengthening that inner thigh toward the inside of the knee. Back to center. Inhale. Exhale, left shoulder dips down. We're looking out over the right behind us. Inhale, center. Exhale, right shoulder. We're going to pulse with the breath. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center, core still activated. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands to the ground or to the blocks. Turn the toes, face them forward now, and come into wide angle forward fold. Keep that micro bend in your knees the whole time, so we're not locking the knees out at any point. Breathing here. Just like in Uttanasana, our regular forward fold, let the crown of the head direct itself downward toward the ground. As long as you can through your spine. Inhale, coming up partway, flatten the back and really reach out through the crown of the head toward the horizon in front of you. Sit bones back behind you. Get as long as you can through the spine, through the torso, and then keep that length as you come deeper into your fold. Three more deep cleansing breath here. Remember not to lock the knees. Two more breaths. To come out slowly, come up onto the fingertips, fingers, hands under the shoulders. Bend your knees, turn your toes out slightly, and then press to the feet to lift yourself back upright. We're going to step the feet in and shake it out. And then I think I forgot to tell you guys at the beginning, but grab a strap. We will need that later when we come down to do a little bit of floor work. All right, so back to the top of the mat now. We had our little flexibility break, and so now back to our sun salutes. We're going to come into our high lunges now with our Surya Namaskara. So inhale, reaching out and up. Exhale, folding. Inhale up partway, flat back. Exhale into the fold. So let's step the right foot back first this time. High lunge. And so we have options here, you guys. We can either stay on the ball of the back foot, or we can spin that back heel down and make it more of a warrior one than our crescent lunge. Either way is fine. Do whatever you need to do to balance. Crescent lunge is going to be a lot more challenging. And so here again, just dropping that tailbone down, pulling the lower abdominal muscles up. I know it's sound like a broken record, but it's going to protect your lower back. It's going to give you more balance and stability in the asana, these poses. So take a big breath in. Exhale. Let the hands come back down. Stepping back into your plank. Keep your core braced, shift forward, lower either the knees or chaturanga full. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right foot is going to step forward, so if you want to come into your three-legged dog to do this, then do so. Look forward beyond the hands and step that foot through. Stay on the ball of the back foot or spin that back heel down, and as you can see, it is challenging to maintain that balance in your crescent lunge. So just do the best you can. When we practice our balance poses, it really forces us to not take ourselves too seriously. And in the current world we live in, I think we could all use a little bit of that. So take a big breath in. Exhale, and hands come to the mat. Giant step forward with that left foot coming up part way. Flat back here. Exhale into your fold. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms out wide, coming up. Exhale, hands come to rest at the chest. One more round, high lunges with our twist. So inhale, reaching out and up. Exhale, folding. Inhale up partway, flat back. Exhale into the fold. So we're going to step the left foot back first this time. And then we have options here. Of course, you can be on the ball of the back foot. You could have your back knee on the ground. That's another option that I didn't talk about before. And then as far as the twist goes, we can have that left hand on the ground and just twist towards our right side, like we were doing in our low lunges. Or for a little more intensity, bring that left elbow to the outer edge of the right thigh and come into your prayer twist. That's going to, again, a little more challenging. So as you're twisting, try to keep extending through the spine. Take one more breath. Exhale, turn your head toward the foot. Bring the hands down, and we're going to come into our vinyasa, stepping back plank. Shifting forward, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Same thing, other side. I'm going to step this left foot through. And then make your decision how you're going to come into your twist. Are you going to have the right hand on the ground and just twist like we were doing before? Or taking it a step further and bring that right elbow to the outer edge of your left knee, left thigh. Prayer twist. You can kind of see what the back body does in a prayer twist here. Extending through the spine. It's really easy to kind of collapse into the leg, if you can see what I'm doing. But instead, we want to use that right arm to sort of press away from the leg and extend to the spine. One more breath. Looking down at the mat, hands to the mat, shift forward as you step the right foot in. Coming up part way, flat back, pulling the navel in. Exhale into your fold. Inhale, sweeping the arms out wide as you come up. Exhale, hands come to rest at the chest here. And just taking a moment, checking in with yourself, noticing how maybe the rhythm of your breath has changed. I know mine has. Noticing how the physical body feels now. Maybe it's a little more heated. Maybe it feels a little more open. And of course, mentally, where is your mind? Are you present? If you're not, come on back. All right, so let's do one more balance break before we do a bit more vinyasa. Not too much tonight because we don't want to get too wound up before trying to have a restful evening and hopefully a good night's sleep. So let's come into our tree pose here. And I like this balance, this standing balance, because it's one that's available to most all of us, at least if you're practicing the correct version or variation for you. So the first variation, let's put the right heel above the inner left ankle, and then just have that right knee open, and you can have your hands at the chest there. Oh, I'm glad, Ginger, that this is helping you with quarantine time. Hey, Amanda. All right, so here we go. Right knee bent, hands at the heart. Some of us might stay right here. If we can get a little more advanced, we can slide that foot up the inner leg. Just make sure the foot's not resting on your knee. It's below the knee or above the knee, one or the other. And of course, if you've been practicing tree for a pretty long time, you might be able to grab hold of the foot and bring the heel closer up toward the groin. And then from there, you might have to hold the foot there. But over time, you can press the inner edge of the foot into that inner thigh and the thigh into the foot. Notice the toes of my lifted right foot are pointing down, not out in front of me. And I'm still doing what I can to reach that bent right knee back behind me, dropping the right hip, bringing the hips as close to level as possible. Hands at the heart, or reaching out by your sides or above your head. Whatever helps you to best balance. Take one more breath. And release the arms, lower the leg, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to turn my fan on because it's getting warm in here. Bring in the heat. Other side now, left leg. And so remember, if you want to start and even stay in that beginner position, that's fine. Just have that left heel above that inner right ankle. And rather than allowing the knee to point forward, we keep opening it out to the side. Maybe the foot can go higher. Maybe you can grab hold of your foot. Another tendency once we get into tree is we kind of hunch down and start to round through the spine. So think about the crown of your head as though someone has a string that's attached to the crown of the head, and they're very gently pulling that string upward, lifting you up. Take one more breath. And then release the arms, release the leg, and let's come back to the tops of our mats. So hands at the chest. Feet are, if you can, have a closed mountain with the feet close together. We're going to come into a chair series, Utkatasana series. And if you can have the feet together, then you can kind of squeeze the inner edges of the feet, the inner legs, inner knees, inner thighs, all of that together. And it gives you a little more stability. So arms are down by your sides here. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, and we're going to come into a fold first. All right, we're going to approach it a little differently than maybe you're used to. So coming up partway, flatten your back here. Exhale, fold, and then start to bend the knees and really send the weight into the heels of the feet as the knees bend and the hips drop. And I'm resting my abdomen on my thighs here. So inhale, reach the arms up as you sort of lift the abdomen away from your thighs. So we have this sort of half chair. And if that feels okay, stay where you are, but just lift the arms up. Utkatasana, powerful pose, chair pose. Still, we feel the weight of the body in the heels. And then as you exhale, folding again. Inhale up partway, flat back. Exhale, fold. Stepping or hopping back to plank. Shifting forward and either lowering the knees or full chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, cobra, or downward facing dog. Get confused sometimes. All right, so step this right foot forward. Spin the back heel down, and we're going to come into warrior one here. Virabhadrasana 1. Breathing deeply, big breath in. And as the breath flows out, clasp the hands behind your back. Extend the arms back behind you and begin folding the inside of that right knee. Let the neck relax, head is hanging, one more breath. And then slowly with control, bring yourself back upright. We're going to take a tiny step forward with that back foot. Okay, we're up on the ball of the back foot. We're going to reach the arms out, just like we did in chair pose, kind of at that diagonal again. And I'm going to start to shift my weight into my front foot for Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. And so for some of us, Warrior 3 may just look like this, lifting the back foot up and down, back leg up and down. Over time, you may be able to reach that back leg, that left leg up, and even either keep the arms out in front of you or reach them back behind you like I'm doing. Take one more breath wherever you are. And start to bend this front knee as you bring that back foot down to the mat. Inhale one more time, warrior 1. Exhale, hands to the mat. And vinyasa, shift forward, lower, chaturanga. Inhale up, dog cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Same thing other side. So this time, left leg steps forward, right heel spins down. Inhale, reaching up, warrior 1. And so even here, dropping that tailbone down, feeling the weight evenly distributed between the front leg and your back leg. It's not just all in this front leg. We're stepping with this back leg as well, standing with it as well. Big breath in, exhale, hands come back. Come into your opposite clasp, if you can muster that, especially behind your back. And then reach the arms out like behind you. As you exhale, start to fold toward the inside of that left leg as best you can. You know, you might be somewhere around here instead. And that's fine too. Take one more breath wherever you are. And then slowly bring yourself back upright. Tiny step forward with that back leg. So now we're up on the ball of the back foot, and we come back into that chair pose kind of positioning before shifting the weight into the left foot, and then either just tapping that back foot, that back leg up and down, or extending, reaching through the heel of that back foot, while at the same time reaching through the crown of the head. Arms are either out in front of you or down by your sides, fingers reaching out in front or back behind. And then as you exhale, bend that front knee, coming back into warrior one for one breath. Exhale, hands to the mat, shifting forward. Inhale up partway, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out wide, coming up. Exhale into the fold. We're going to make our way down to the mat for a little bit of floor work. So inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding. Inhale up partway, flat back. Exhale, bend your knees. And then from here, we're just going to take a seat onto the ground and come into whichever boat pose works for you. So for some of us, boat might be here, or here, or here, or even here. All right, so wherever you are, let's just take 3 more deep breaths. Keep lifting your chest up, trying not to round through the back body. And 1 more breath. And then slowly coming out as you come into a sitting position, sitting upright. And I'm going to move our camera a little bit here. So if you haven't seen her yet, that's Kiki. She is napping. She's our nap expert. So coming into a sitting position, here's where we will be using our straps. So let's all be on the same page and have this right leg in front. Okay. And then grab your strap, and the shoulders should be nice and warm now and ready for maybe a little more stretching, especially with all the clasping behind the back. So take your hands out to the edge of your strap and reach the arms up as you inhale. And then as you exhale, bring your arms either halfway back or all the way back. See what's available to you. Inhale, reaching those arms back up. Exhale and lower down. Keep that going. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, you might just go halfway back. And then inhale, back up. Exhale and lower. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale up. Exhale halfway or all the way. My couch is getting in my way. Inhale, back up. Exhale and lower down. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Now reach back up and lower. Last one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. Back up and lower down. Take that strap off to the side. And then sitting up nice and tall, I'm going to scoot back. We're going to take a forward fold here. So I'm going to turn to the side a little bit to show you guys what we're looking for here. A lot of times when we fold forward, we try to bring our head down to the ground, and of course that rounds the back, which we don't want to do. So instead we sit up nice and tall. We keep this lift to the chest while at the same time kind of reaching the chest out in front of us. And see, I keep that extension through the spine. So I never have that sort of rounded spine as I fold. So whether that you can do that here really low, or you have to keep your fold a little higher, that's fine. We're working toward opening through, in this case with the right leg in front, the right hip, but also bringing openness and spaciousness into the back body. And we do that by reaching the sits bones down the whole time. We're reaching the chest out into the fold. Slowly walk the hands back in as you come upright. We're going to keep this right leg in front. Take that left leg back behind you. Right hand on the ground. Left hand on that left hip. Inhale, center. And as we exhale, twisting towards this right side. Then bringing that left hand down to the ground. Coming down to the elbows and forearms, or staying on your hands. See what's available to you. Try to relax through the glutes, relax through the hips, relax through the shoulders, and breathe. Folding, extending through your spine as you twist here. Take one more breath. And then come out of the fold first, but stay in your twist. And once you come out of the fold completely, then you can begin coming out of your twist. Let's take that left leg in front now. I'm going to reach the arms out and then take the right arm on top of the left and just hug yourself. Tuck your chin forward your chest as you do this. Really big hug. And then lift the head, reach the arms out and switch the stack of the arms. Reach back, kind of secure the hands, and then tuck the chin. Sitting up nice and tall. One more breath. And release the hug. We're going to come into our fold on this side. So sits bones should be able to come into that dog tail. So you're kind of forward on your sits bones. So you can do just that as you fold forward, hinging from your hips. Breathing. And so you'll notice this time you're probably going to feel a little more in that left hip going into the glutes area even of that left side. Tucking the chin, keeping the neck long. And then walking your hands back in as you come upright. We're going to keep this left shin in front. Put the right shin back behind you. Right hand on the hip, left hand on the ground or on the block. Inhale as we face center. Exhale, twist toward this left side. Bring that right hand down to the ground and either stay on your hands, or you can walk your hands out, or if you can come down to the forearms and elbows, that's your next option. Make sure you're not holding the breath. Every time you breathe, your abdomen is going to be sort of brushing against this left thigh, and that's going to help to activate and stimulate the digestive system, the intestines. I can't talk tonight. Making up words. Take one more breath. And then use your hands to just help bring you back out of the fold first. Stay in your twist till the very end. And then we come out of that twist. Good. Dandasana. Take your legs out in front of you. Make sure you have room back behind you, because we're going to lower down and hug the knees into the chest. Rock side to side. You can let your head rest on the ground if you'd like to. Or you could grab a pillow. And we're just going to come into one final twist before Shavasana. So let the knees move to your right side as your arms are just extended out by your sides. You could have your head to center, or you could have your head turned to the left side. So these reclined twists can feel really nice with just a little pillow under the head for support of the neck. Don't be afraid to use props to help your practice. And then bring your head back to center. Bring your knees back to center. And same thing other side. Scoot over a little bit. Take your knees to that left side. Arms are out by your sides. You can have your head to center, or you could have your head turned to your right side. And then slowly bringing the head back to center. Bringing your knees back to center. Take your feet to the ground. take your time coming into a nice, comfortable, reclined position here. And so resting in whatever way you need to. For some of us, we need to keep our knees bent. Maybe you can take the feet a little wider and let the inner knee prop up the inner knee. Some of us, we can extend the legs and be perfectly comfortable that way. Of course, you can always put something under the knees. Again, don't be afraid to use props to help you, to help your practice. And then just like we did in the beginning, start feeling your weight evenly distributed between both sides of your body. Allow each breath you take to roll up and down your torso like a wave of breath, rolling up from the navel to collarbone region, and then on the exhalation, rolling back down to the navel where it began. Eyes are closed, or maybe they're open, but your gaze is just really soft. Letting go everywhere you can, as deeply as you can, and just let the invitation extend. So maybe everything doesn't relax all at once, and that's normal. But with each breath, maybe you're able to let go a little more, and then a little more. When you notice your mind getting distracted, just bring your awareness back to your breath. Just a few more breaths here before we come back out. And as always, you can stay in Shavasana for as long as you like. We're doing this, streaming it, so that's totally up to you. But if you are going to come out with me, just slowly start to bring movement into the body. If the legs are extended, maybe bend the knees. And then take your time rolling onto your side, hanging out here for a breath or so. And then from here, coming back upright. And you could just sit directly on the ground, or you could sit on the edge of a pillow if you would rather that. And just come back into a comfortable sitting position. Bring the palms of the hands together. Tuck your chin towards your chest and just thank yourself for engaging in self-care, moving your body, engaging in some deep breath, engaging in this mindfulness practice, staying present throughout these poses, essentially letting go of stress, decompressing, so that you can have a truly restful evening for the rest of the night. So thank you guys for joining me. I'll be back next Monday right here, Neva Lobos and Library page at 6:30. Namaste.